for the singing of the national anthems.
Kindly remain as you are for the national anthem of Lesotho.
It is Lesotho that has won the last two encounters between these sides, whilst for the opponents, Malawi, they won the initial two, making it 2 apiece here. Keep in mind, for Malawi, 100% record in their group in the way of wins. They scored goals, 5 of them, didn't concede a goal. So they come into this game high on confidence, plus, most importantly, not having made any changes up against the Lesotho side that, well, won the initial 2 matches and then stumbled in what was a big sort of stumble against the Angolans. In the game they lost 4-2, but by that point the tie was cast against the opponents and they had qualified for this semi-final. So no changes again to Malawi starting 11. A good number of goal scorers, 5 of them all on the field here, but they look to Kaonga as well as Kumwembe out in the attack. Watch out for Aaron sitting just in front of that back 4. He of course is solid in the position of deep-lying midfielder. So,
well, if anything is to happen, that is trying to break Malawi. Mkoma, who's excellent on the wide left, Kaonga, Kumwembe is the other. They've been excellent in the attack, and certainly they need to come out with their best attacking formations today.
Interesting to note, with Lesotho, they come into this match with just 1 goal scorer in their starting 11. They'll have 3 goal scorers in this tournament, all starting on the bench. So Mukashani is the one man that has scored a couple of goals at Dustguard. Kwanazi and Makebe will be crucial defensively, whilst Beren's experience and creativity is top-notch.
Once again, if you're going to play a team that is considered in Malawi, Beren, they'll need him to be at his best. Not maybe as a ball carrier, but it's his passes and the experience that he brings to connect with the attacking players in Tabanju, Mokawane and Sefali.
The match referee, Mr. Rakotozwana from Madagascar, is assisted by Mr. Smelani of Swaziland and Mr. Lumbonjani from Namibia. Our fourth official from the Comoros Island is Mr. Ansudan. So, Patrick Mabedi had a chance to run into him in the lift yesterday, speaking about how the team has played so far. Stays humble, but stays firmly believing in the cause that lies ahead. You're hoping, whilst not sounding arrogant, to maintain the form that's seen his side not only excite all of us that have been present here, but those at home that have been very much well, joyous in celebration of what they've been able to do here. For Lesotho, well, don't want to say they're underdogs coming into this game anymore, not with a record between these two nations, but when they have been considered underdogs in the past of this tournament, they've been able to come up with the wins that have seen them get to this point quite impressively.
How they hold that ball defensively, how they recycle it, how they keep it will be key, because then that's the only time that they'll have the game in control when Malawi doesn't have it.
Lesotho in the white and blue will get this game underway. They'll be attacking the right of your picture. Malawi in the red will attack the left of your picture. So, early ball forward, not a very best thing in the early touch from Morani, and Malawi on the front foot. The ball in! Oh, chance immediately with the first attack of the game. And talk about letting your intentions be very clear from the get-go here with the chance that goes a begging for Kaong.
Listen, what they've just done is to create a real big role from the stands, and that's exactly what they need. Kumwembe misses it. It was a little bit too high, but Kawunga attacks the space just behind the defensive line there, narrowly missing that chance. A great positive start for Malawi.
Well, for Lesotho, they'll be mindful of the chance that it all started with the not so great distribution from Morani that got it all started for Malawi. And the last thing they need is this vibrant crowd from Malawi getting in on the act as well. So they've come to life inside the opening minutes, and it's Malawi that push on.
Yeah, that's where the trouble started. Great observation, Caesar. Moirani there. It was all in the plan that they'll play it back to him, then he'll hang it high behind everybody in that middle to try and set the white player going.
Any positive movement in the opposition half of the field is being appreciated by those in the stands from Malawi. Lesotho starting on the back foot here. May need to ride the wave and keeping the likes of Nkoma in check. He had a great couple of games in the group stages. The man wearing the number 19 on his back, very vibrant and amongst a good number of players in that final third that can cause problems.
What is this department that test players say after the game for the urine test and whatever? What's that department?
The name escapes me, but I see who you speak of.
Yeah.
The doping department?
The doping department.
Yeah.
The way the Malawian players are running, it concerns me.
Considering they haven't made any changes to the starting 11 either.
This is too much. I'm telling you, very impressive. Don't misunderstand. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, listen, this tempo, if they're able to maintain it, investigation.
And for those of you that have been with us right from the start of this tournament, that's the one thing Malawi have done consistently. And the one thing that gave them the advantage, slight advantage over Zambia. Remember, they won that game through an own goal, but it was the way they started the game, the tempo, and how they were able to maintain that, having a slight upper hand over Zambia, that went on to see them bag the 3 points. And in every other game they've played, that's been the one thing about Malawi, just the way they go about business is it's almost like they're cyborgs out there.
That's the point. You just mentioned another word that basically explained that this is abnormal. But fantastic. I mean, talking to my buddy, because that was my concern. I look at the starting line, I'm like, wow. And then he says, listen, we've got a sector doing well with helping the players to regenerate. Very little training, but regeneration focused.
Now, Lesotho, with their first attack, may come up with the first shots as well. Well blocked. Edge of the area. Lesotho beginning to look a threat themselves here as they begin to ask them questions of Malawi defensively. Corner after the defensive touch.
From Sanudi, the captain. Leading from the back. He has been brilliant. He's one of those that have also been outstanding. Not only those in attack, but that's the overall team obviously is very vocal, is organizing, and that's the demand of a captain.
So, Bering, it will be with the in-swinger towards the far post, and it's headed back in now. Did that cross the line? A few of the Lesotho players seem to believe that's the case. Quite importantly, the officials don't. Real threat What a ball from Bereng into that far post, and you can see the keeper coming across the goal line as though his life depended on it, and he had the look of a wide man.
He needed to, because he was beaten with the header from the far post. He was beaten completely. A defender was able to clear. I'm not sure. It must have been Sanuti, the captain. Somebody stayed on the line and cleared it from. That was a goal. It was goal bound. It was already underneath the goal post. Now, the question marks, of course, is did it cross the line like you said? But the official on this near side was straight on the line. He must have picked it up.
Inside the opening 5 minutes, if you needed any encouragement as to whether we're going to have an exciting day of football today, I think any worries you may have had will have been put to rest with the start Malawi made. They almost scored. Lesotho come forward for their first attack, get a corner, and they almost score. Living up to expectation. There's the semi-final. Here we go. Let's go back to earlier. The earlier was the header from Mkwanazi here. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was Sanuti in goal.
Two number twos coming together then, one offensively, the other defensively. And it's Stanley Sanuti of Mighty Wanderers who gets it clear. Soto with yet another half opportunity. Bereng falling backwards as he hit it. Literally falling backwards. They are a happy bunch.
There are reasons why. Like I said to my buddy, coming into the competition, I don't think anybody gave him a chance, particularly more so that they were going to play the champions in Zambia.
Now, good movement on this near side as Lesotho have the overlapping run. They just don't have the quality of ball to match. Now, behind that goal, you can see there's still a good number of fans coming into this venue. Keeping in mind, as the numbers swell out in the stands, that there will be another semi-final played later on in the day. That we'll see, well, another game between heavyweights.
Listen,
as far as the COSAFA region, absolute heavyweights.
That for me, it's a final. It's a final before the final. Bafana Bafana versus Zambia. But people obviously cannot let go of the opportunity to watch Malawi, who've been sensational. That's why they decided to come early. That is, if they had intentions just to watch Bafana Bafana, they had a bigger reason why they need to come early. This game is just as exciting.
Then again, you can add Lesotho to the mix, who've been a nice surprise package coming out of the group stages to have won their group, and the style in which they went about winning their group. Even in the game they lost in a high-scoring game, 6 goals scored. So many will be happy with the entertainment levels that have come with the games where Lesotho's been in action. Now, nice little touch with the movement of the ring then. Just the touch defensively was enough to ensure the ball didn't reach Bereng, who was lurking dangerously in towards that box. Chambezi doing all the hard work defensively. Lesotho giving as good as they were getting in the early exchanges, where it looked as though they might be just overrun by a wave of red. They've responded well, Lesotho.
Not at all intimidated. And I guess they had in mind that while we know they can play with high intensity, but we know our style as well. Let's stick to what we know best. That is the passing game. And for me, if that passing game is going to be played with a good level of speed, shifting of the ball, yes, they have a chance. But if they're going to dwell on the ball, and Malawi physically are better, they can knock them off the ball easily. So the quickness of the movement of the passes is what's going to see Lesotho having a chance.
There's Bereng, nice little touch back into midfield then, with the likes of Lesoana to keep moving. Now, good movement, good touches, quick rotation of the ball here as Malawi sets it up for the shot, deflected as the crowd were getting excited and jumping up onto their feet here in anticipation of a lovely ending in what was a great move, an exciting move for those watching on.
I don't blame them. I was equally just as excited. 1-2 pass is something that we don't see often. Combinations, the highest kind.
Opening up quite nicely, spacing midfield as Berek tries to get Lesotho pushing over that halfway line. Go to it, they wait. Opening up quite nicely on this near side. In stretching Malawi just a bit. Ooh, errors such as that. What coach Noti will not want to do the subside. Just play your style. Be confident in it. Keep it clean. Well, Reds. Nicely read then. I'm again stepping forward now. Lesotho on the up and up as Tabancho looks into the central areas. There's movement out on that far side, but then undecided for a second too long. Here he is with the quick touch this time. From range is deflected.
I guess what Malawi has just done will be an invitation to Lesotho to say, look, we know this game better. This is our style. Don't tempt us in a scenario that we can actually outdo you. So I won't be surprised if I see Lesotho as well trying movements of their own, because like I said, they're better at this.
Nicely done by Bereng and settling it in, and keeping Lesotho having their foot over the ball here as they try and get it in behind that defense. Wow, talk about an opening 10 minutes.
It's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 10. Again, Lesotho putting together those touches quite impressively. Couldn't get it in over the top that time around, so recycling it through the likes of Bereng in the middle of the park. We've seen plenty of it. Bereng, good start to this game. Shifting play left to right, and at times looking to go straight down the middle when the need arises.
So I must say, I'm a little bit disappointed, because I thought Lesotho is a little bit closer than Malawi, and I would have expected the crowd from Lesotho to be a little bit higher than that of Malawi.
Now, all in, and keepers come out a long way here. Could be trouble for Malawi. Well, it ends well. Sanudi, the captain, getting distance on the clearance. Lesotho looking to bring it right back. They are confident in the ways the likes of Murashani out in the wide areas. Now, looking for the turn. There's a Tabancho! That's the strike across the face of goal after the whistle had gone. Reason is the offside here. Near side official is Mr. Zamani Smelan.
Muntali seems to be having a problem, and I guess maybe his attempt to pick up that ball from the set piece earlier on got him into some form of trouble. He's sat down, asking for medical attention.
Well, he's amongst many players, John, in this Malawi side that are enjoying their fourth. 10 players are enjoying their fourth showing of this tournament. He's played 270 minutes. That's every second out there so far for Malawi. The same can be said for Sanudi. The same can be said for Dennis, Aaron, and Mwase.
Kumwembe possibly as well. He must have.
Well, he's played 3 matches, but he has been substituted early in matches, so he's played only 214 minutes coming into this match.
I was just trying to see where did that injury came from. If he was injured at all. That's unclear.
I'm wondering if it's the landing with the knee.
Probably.
At the end of that play.
Most probably.
Because I see the knees getting attention. But yeah, the entire back four, Sean, including Aaron, who plays in the deep-lying midfield position, all of them haven't had a moment's break in as far as play under Patrick Mabedi here in this COSAFA Cup. Vitali, Sanudi, Dennis, Aaron, and Mwasi.
Much needed break for both sides, because the intensity, I think, was so high that is one of those that is difficult to maintain, though it comes at an injury of the goalkeeper. but I think for us to be able to continuously see this type of this level of intensity, such kind of breaks, even if they are created deliberately, it's important.
Another is Alec Lungu of Nyasa Big Bullets, the defender who also has played every minute of this year's competition, playing out in the wide left. Good movements, pace about the game then. Well, the referee not happy with a challenge from Lungu. Well, the person we were speaking of just a moment ago, then he's a little late, so lunges in a fashion that looks dangerous.
A little bit of the hand as well.
Now, pulled in the other movement was interesting. Defender did enough. Out for the goal kick.
Okachan.
Score of 2 for Lesotho.
Up against Lungu. This was a battle between the left hand side or the right hand side of the attack of Lesotho, which of course Lunga is defending.
Lovely combination today. Just the angle of the last pass wasn't on the money for Lesotho as they continue to try and apply pressure on Montali, who was getting attention not too long ago, so why not test him, see if his nerves are in the right place. Here's Aaron to pick it up for Malawi. Great movement on the near side. No, fast. Won't be able to get there. And that's keep it alive for Malawi. But the pace at which both these sides are going at it, really, as we now are over 15 minutes into it, remains true to what they started the game at. That's the interesting part. How long can they keep it going at this pace?
Missing, of course, on the right hand side of the attack from Malawi is Saizi, replaced by Mwanguli. He's the only one change that I can see is clear.
Yeah.
Of a player that has been a part of the starting lineup for the most part.
And everybody else except, as I mentioned earlier, Mwangulu. As the Lesotho get the cut back, Aaron will be there to happily clear. He is the only player that's only enjoying his 4th appearance of the tournament. Is Mwangulu.
It's red. I'm trying to look at who it was. Maybe Sanudi, but no, it wasn't. He misread the pass. Stayed behind. He expected the pass to be a little bit wider. Opportunity lost.
Lovely ball, great take. Now, men on the far side. Ball looking good. It's a beautiful goal. It's a standing goal from Lesotho. Precision in passing and movement. Everything on the money. Timing on point. And it's Lesotho that impressively opened the scoring. What a goal.
Listen, Susan Bennett, I don't think we had the slightest idea what kind of first semi-final game that will be. Lesotho, who came more on the underdog side slightly, as much as we know that they had the quality, but I don't think that they'll put up a brave fight like they did. They continue to believe in what their style is, and this was just one of them. It's a good ball. They're going to bowl to start with first. I mean, from the furthest, but it's a good take by Mokachane on his first touch, and pinpoints that ball into the oncoming Rabantu on the far side, and what a touch to finish it. Defenders all at sea. It's one of those passes that is right in front of you, but if you dare try to touch it, you put it into your own goal. That's quality all around.
Oh. Top draw goal from Lesotho. The passing, the touches, the movement, the decision making, all too precise, all too quick.
Listen, all too good.
It's sliced through Malawi.
All too good. That's their game.
Yeah. Lesotho at their very, very, very best. And from the first pass to the first touch following that, to the decision to release early to the far post, the awareness, everything was on the money. Now, Malawi will look for that response. Of that you can be sure. Driving in the hope of getting a corner, which is exactly what they get. 20 minutes in, still moving at that pace. Big man, Kumwembe, is amongst those inside that box. They'll push a few others in there that will come from defensive positions. Tembezi has moved into the box as well. Wangulu. What's the ball in, and the head of it that couldn't make its way through the traffic, but a moment for Malawi nonetheless, and I believe it's Mwembe who got the header, the big number 9.
Yeah, he got to the end of it. I think it bounced off against the defender, and no Chet was quick enough to react to that.
He close this time. Lesotho able to deal. Well, there you go. After a bright start Malawi had inside the opening minute, it's Lesotho that have gone on to have more in the way of shots at goal here, including grab the lead just before 20 minutes. The rain plays with the calmness at times, even in defensive areas that may cause a bit of nervousness here and there, but he stays assured. By the way, Lesotho the first side to score against Malawi at this year's championships. It's worth noting they finished the group stages without conceding a goal to Malawi.
Yeah, something that they haven't experienced, and how are they going to react to it?
And again, one of the goals of the tournament, in just a great team goal, is what it took to unlock that defense. Something truly special. It involved 3 players that were operating at 100%, all at the same time for Lesotho. Good work on the far side. Nice from Lesotho. And working out of those defensive areas, the started it all by winning it back, now pushing forward. Rasitunza now will work his way back to a defensive position. Man who plays for Linare, or Dinare I should say. His 3rd appearance of the tournament. Picked up on the court thus far. Has played 180 minutes in his 2 appearances. You'd think it's a home game for Malawi if you were just joining us. No, in South Africa. Malawi's just with the numbers throughout this tournament in supporters that have come out. You mentioned something interesting about the numbers within the country from Lesotho and the Malawi point of view. Now, I'm going to take a guess here. This is me stabbing in the dark. Keep in mind in trying to give you my view on that.
Talk to me.
From a Lesotho point of view,
yes.
At times I can believe it's which areas of the country you find the most people from Lesotho.
Bloemfontein, Free State.
Free State, the mining areas of such of the Free State. As Malawi come forward here. Penalty! Ball handled, and Malawi have a chance. 4 minutes after conceding of finding an equalizer. Banazi.
How unfortunate. Now, I know it happened a little bit too quick. I'm not sure it was the ball was straight to the hand or did he bounce off his body to the hand, which is sometimes a very debatable point. We'll have that opportunity, but it was an attempt at goal.
Yeah, definitely.
Clearly. He made himself big, couldn't move that hand away quick enough. There is no doubt about it. It's a handball. How unfortunate from Konazi, who has been a star throughout. Wow, the noise is going to swell up once again. Not only are the people in the stand, the noise around the stadium is swelling. A few instructions from the ref to Merani to say, hey, you don't move up the line, you can move across, but not forward, no backwards. You're stuck on the line, boy.
Kaonga looking for his second of the tournament.
Making sure that all the players are behind the line. Up until the kick is taken, no entrance into the box. These are the rules or laws of the game.
I think everybody's been reminded of the laws of the game from opponents taking point of view here. So let's get on with it. Kaonga up against Merani, sends him the wrong way. Malawi are right back in it here. Won't take too long. It's finding an equalizer. It's a long way for finding out who will be in the final score.
And they're marching on to what they believe is their time to get into that final, which they've been on a number of occasions and yet when successful. Kaonga does the trick from a penalty spot, sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Deserving, if maybe pulled. Not that Lesotho wasn't even it's been a balanced game of two teams that want it so badly.
Playing the top football in Zambia for Senegal.
Listen, the neighboring fans that lives around King Gelitini, they'll hear this noise and think we're missing out. Look at that opposite side. It's growing by the minute. Why not?
Keep an eye on the entrance right at the top and a consistent
Flow, yeah.
and flow of fans that just keeps arriving.
Listen,
Friday.
they're not trickling in. They are flowing in.
It's Friday. Some will be arriving from work. Some will have been home for the holidays. Perfect way to start the weekend. This and the weekend will end in the best way possible for those that live in Umlazi, of course, in the fact that we will have the final come Sunday. Malawi fans have started that little ritual of theirs of grabbing the flag, having a few fit guys run around the perimeter of the field here at the Kings Olitini Stadium. So the fittest are out there, starting it, see how long they'll keep that going for. Surely the rest of the half. Bering, chucks off one, outsmarts another, and unwittingly finds a teammate. I believe he was going for the shot there. In the end, Tabantu had a straight. In fact, it's Mukashani.
Yeah, we had snapped into the center. Unexpected. And his first touch will have left him down anyway. Maybe a first time shot would have been preferred. But still, he'll have been caught offside.
Mukashani plays for Bantu FC out in Lesotho. Born in '96. One of those that certainly will be making a name for himself beyond Lesotho at these championships.
Last season, of course, in this very venue, Maketeng is the one that was impressive and eventually got signed by Richards Bay. Possibly the reason why he couldn't make it because pre-season was starting.
Good movements, sharp play. Good first touch as well. Extremely sharp in and winning the corner. And impressive. Tabantu then was top notch. Then his movement, in fact, it was Safadi. Looking for a penalty of their own, they're frustrated. Is the captain Makepe. Now, all looking to stretch that defense. Nicely done. Cool heads prevail. even when the goal route one, it doesn't look bad from Lesotho. As is the case now, they got the first ball, got the follow-up ball, and here they are with the ball into the box on the wide areas, keeping Malawi on the back foot here. So soon after conceding, it's Lesotho that are looking to ride the next wave in this game. Nicely done here on the near side. Oh goodness, they've maintained this pace to the half-hour mark. They're still going at full tilt. Both Lesotho and Malawi, 180. Sawana using his hands illegally. Plays for Bantu FC. He's already had a yellow card, not in this game, keep in mind, but in this tournament. There's Sawana. Aaron. Idana. Sanudi. Nicely done. Sanudi pushing forward here. Ball in. Downwards. Yes, Malawi are unable to keep it alive here. They'll let the last touch into touch. So, Lesotho with the throw-in. Half an hour gone by, and this is the first semi-final of the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Cup of 2023, and it's Malawi 1, Lesotho 1, in a game that has more than lived up to expectation up to this point. It's thoroughly entertained here, and it's kept us on the edge of our seats. That's a little nudge here on this near side. So there was an incident a little bit earlier, Shongwe, that I believe involved the Lesotho captain Magebe, as well as Mwembe, who was back defending for Malawi, where there were appeals for a penalty. We'll look back at that as Lesotho win themselves a set piece in a good area here. Very good area.
And that's Bereng's range. He's definitely worried. He's one of those few players that I've seen that are able to take the ball from that kind of range, get it over the wall, and drop behind. So Charlie's going to have to be first the wall. I've seen goalkeepers compromising themselves with their position.
Now, let's go back to this moment. Header off the head onto the arm.
No penalty.
No, sir.
It might have ended on the hand, but the rules state that any ball that ricochets from any part of the body into the hand is not considered a penalty. Let's just get over that one quickly from wherever you are, maybe in Lesotho. No.
Now behind the goal then there's that that's growing. It's almost like the Comrades Marathon has started out to the far side and is coming around. It's a big group now. It started off, was a handful of them, what, 5 minutes ago?
What was fascinating for me is in the previous games, there was one evening that was so cold it was not funny, and one of them was running with nothing on top.
Yep. Shows how long he had been running for. Now, Lesotho. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Great take! And, well, you can see what he was trying to do, and if he had pulled that off, it would have been something extremely special. Nothing wrong with the intention from Tavantu, just the execution with the last bit of play.
Listen, he picks it out with his chest, one movement before unleashes with his right foot. But only if he had leaned a little bit to the side so that he hooks the ball along. Still.
Beautiful ball, beautiful take. Almost almost a beautiful play in total.
Come on, son. Could have done better. I mean, he did everything so right.
Poland needs to be dealt with here. As Malawi look to work it out of those defensive areas. Initially, the defending was from Moase.
I guess in not being just wanting to clear the ball outright from the time that he received it, he had 1 or 2 touches and looking for options to play it forward, but he got caught.
Nixon John Moase plays for Silver Strikers out in Malawi. Again, another one of those that's played 260 minutes every minute. Leading up to this semi-final.
Yeah. Bareng is the player that caught him and is getting a lecturing here from the official. Legends of Lesotho football.
There's a couple of them in this team. There's one, I seriously would like to say there's another who was injured early on in the tournament after scoring his 7th goal, equaling the tally by Tiko Bukwane. He's back on the bench. Is Russell fit and able to continue if called upon?
The Sarah story when he plays for the national team hardly gets to start in the starting lineup. Always brought in a little bit late as an impact player. And so the injury worries that they do have suits this situation perfectly, because even if he's not at full strength, but he can at least use a bit of 10 minutes or so to make the right impact depending on what the result is like.
Creativity and 100 for both Malawi and Lesotho here today. They aren't afraid to try it. The important thing is it's all working thus far. Well, I think for the first time since the opening few minutes of this match, they've given us a bit of a breather, these guys. Just gather ourselves. They've been going at full tilt.
I know.
For 34, 33 minutes. So
I was thinking to myself, will I be able to last the 45? I mean, already I was huffing and puffing at 10 minutes. And I think I was depending on you. I was going to depend on you to carry me here. But the pace has since toned down a little bit.
To get the message down to the changing at half time. This is just remind the coaches to remind the players we've only got one commentary team. There's 2 matches for us today. Now, next turn. Very comfortable on the ball here is Tabantu. Beautifully spreads it out to that far side as Lesotho get 4 in the box here. Ball in towards the far post is not angled to perfection. That's it, Chunza pushing forward in that left back position. He one of 3 that play for Dinare in Lesotho. Will get a decision here on this near side. Zabansifali, as well as Isema Libokolani and the others that play for Dinare in the starting lineup.
These are some of the players that, for me, maybe don't get the notice much. What's his name? Libokolani. I mean, the work that he does in that middle of the park with Leswana, it's unbelievable. But because they don't engage themselves in attack where a lot of the action is like most focused, we don't get to see them. But the amount of work, they're the ones that are able to break down the opposition's actions. And also, not only that, but they're able to set the movement. They're a ball-playing team. They depend on these players to set the tone.
Now, angle of pass here is interesting. Keeper read that, split the danger, and I have to be wise with it, Mwerani. It's one of those testing ones for the defender where you have to turn and at full tilt go against your own goal.
Even more difficult is it splits the centre back and the full back, and very difficult depending on the distances. That's why the full back is got to play a little bit narrow towards the centre so that balls are not squeezed in between these two.
Malani with the defensive work here on this near side. Looking to keep Nkrumah in check. Nkrumah. Skillful, wins the foul. Nice bit of improvisation here on this near side. Early ball forward here. Now, it's Malawi looking for the lead for the first time in this match. Three in the box. He's injured himself, then I do suspect it's Kawanga, who wasn't touched then, but seems to have gone down injured. That will be a concern. It is Kawanga. So, last few moments, or minutes I should say, of this first half. The Street Notice men were the first to grab the lead with an unbelievable goal. In other words, it was created and finished off by Lesotho. Insane precision in that opening goal. Then Mabedi's men got themselves a penalty that they deserved, where they were able to level matters, and as we build up towards the midway point of this game here, safe to say both these sides deserve what they've gotten so far in the opening 45. Great entertainment here, where it's hard to separate Lesotho from Malawi or Malawi from Lesotho. Work in moving when looking under pressure in for Malawi. Now, card shown here for the challenger Kawanga, who is okay here. And Makepe needs to wash himself just a bit here. He really needs to wash himself here, Captain. He could talk himself into a bit of trouble then, Bereng, as one of the experienced campaigners doing the right thing in leading him away from the referee. Now the referee is far from happy and may look to take further action here against the Lesotho captain. Tabantu looking to calm the referee down further here. Last thing Lesotho will need is to have one of their sent off for a bit of ill discipline that's got nothing to do with much other than a yellow card. that's maybe somewhat questionable from a Lesotho point of view. And it's Nkwanas who gave away the penalty, who pick up the yellow card. You can understand the frustration from Magepe in fighting the referee's decision or arguing it, but has he taken it too far in his protest? Now, problems. Red from Nkwanas and Lesotho have put themselves on the back foot. And the second yellow from Nkwanas, by the way. No, there'll be 2 minutes added on to the end of the first half. What a dramatic ending to the first half. What a first half. So, the 10 of Lesotho up against the 11 of Malawi. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Murphy reshuffles his side during the halftime break here, who he does sacrifice and how they go about business going forward here. But Lesotho, who have been very positive about trying to get forward, as have Malawi. But Lesotho may have to rethink their playing style just a bit here and structure it for the 10. That'll be up against the 11 from the start of the second half going forward. Nice skill in the middle of the park here. Challenge from behind. Many will look into that yellow card from Nkwanas and wonder how much did he do wrong in wanting the yellow card. Those two are still going at it then. Makepe and the referee. Well, he's hit it from a long way out here. No surprise to see it going wide of the mark. Last attack. It is then of a first half that had plenty of talking points here. Malawi started on the front foot asking questions of Lesotho, who bounced back and started asking questions of their own. Then we knew we had a great game between these two sides, and well, the first of the 2 goals scored came from Tabansu after Lesotho ripped apart the Malawi defense, and then going up from the penalty spot. And the big talking point at the end of the half, Nkwanas is sending off. So at half time in this first semi-final, it's Malawi 1, Lesotho 1. It's Malawi and Lesotho that had a great first half. There's plenty to talk about from the top to the bottom in that half. The big talking point, of course, the sending off right at the end of Mkhwanazi having picked up 2 yellow cards, but it started off immediately with the bad distribution from Moerane. It was Malawi that went on to create their first chance immediately following that, and Kaonga saw his header go wide, and Malawi let their intentions be known then. They got on that front foot, they looked dangerous right from the get-go. Great movement off the ball here, lovely distribution from Itana. Didn't take this so too long to find themselves on the front foot then, and this came close from Mkhwanazi with his header cleared off the line, then having the beating of the keeper after quality bowling from Bering. Keeper was in trouble. Tanudi, the captain, wins the battle of the number 2s then. Then how's this from Lesotho? Lovely ball, lovely first touch. Option, only option, far post, better ball, superb touch, top-notch goal. They ripped apart Malawi as they went into the lead. Then Lesotho, their fans loving the quality in this goal, from that initial ball to this touch, decision-making, top quality in movement of the ball, matching the passing of the highest order. It's a good goal, a great goal from Lesotho. So Malawi kept pushing, kept asking questions, and Mkhwanazi again. Remember, Yeri's header cleared off the line. So he's involved here, and picks up a yellow card with the handball. That part is just going wide of the mark. I believe it was going to go wide of goal. Just didn't pull his arm back in time. And Kaonga stepped forward here. And no mistakes in finding the back of the net. Game one in a game that was very much alive. Important goal scored then by Kaonga. He and his side continue to push forward and ask questions of Lesotho. That red card in the ascending off of Mkhwanazi, a huge talking point right at the end of the half after having picked up a couple of yellow cards. But not much separating these two sides, barring Lesotho having the ball in a ball position. A great contest this. William Shaw with one of his half-time surprise interviews, well, is ready to give us yet another.
With me here is Lucas Hadebe, the legend of South African football, and also the captain of Bafana Bafana, captain of Leeds United in the English Premiership. Malu, your impression of this game so far? For me, I'm just above myself with excitement, but I would like to hear from you.
No, absolutely. I think I'm impressed with how they started. Very, very positive start, and the two teams that they show that they're playing for a big prize to get into the final. You know, and I'm impressed with Lesotho as well, how they conducted themselves. I mean, scoring that first goal was very, very impressive. But it's very tight and very exciting.
Tell me, Lucas, obviously having retired from the greatest platform in as far as football is concerned, what is Lucas Hadebe doing lately?
Yeah, I'm doing a few things, obviously, you know, regarding football, the schools, you know, representing CAF as well in a technical development committee. And, you know, coming to support, you know, the COSAFA, which is absolutely doing a great job. I mean, especially when it comes to communities, which I'm very, very impressed with what they did in terms of involving them and coming in and expecting a good crowd like this today, which is amazing.
Secondly, is that thanks for gracing us with your presence. But furthermore, I'm thinking to myself, there must be young stars out there that obviously are hearing about you, maybe never see you play, but have heard that you were able to crack the toughest market, a very competitive league, that is the English Premiership. The questions, of course, that they do have is, how did Lucas make it? And what helped him to sustain that longevity in the game?
Yeah, it is very difficult to crack into the Premier League and not just crack in, but be a regular. Playing week in, week out. It's tough. You got to adapt not just to the game, but adapt to the environment as well. But you know what? The only language is one. It's football. Once you go in there, you dig deep. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of commitment to make sure that you improve, because that's the only thing you do. You go there, and then you learn more the game, and you learn outside the game as well, and that's you improve as an overall player. Which for me, that's what that happened. I mean, I had to be very disciplined first of all, and I had to be committed into the game and make sure that I played to improve week in, week out, which I did, and I've managed to make a mark and have a great impact. That at least they must realize that there is talent back where I come from.
Lucas, lastly is for you, in such a great career, what was your biggest moment? And not only in South Africa, but maybe overseas as well.
Yeah, I think for me, I know I would have loved to have lifted the silverware with Leeds United, but I mean, having to play in the Champions League, bringing the big clubs, because that's what we want as footballers. We want to play against the best in the world, and bringing Barcelona at Ellen Road, Real Madrid, and finishing third was absolutely amazing. But one of the one that comes up to my head is when I went in goal against Man United at Old Trafford, which is one of the greatest moments I will never forget.
The one where you wanted to take my job.
I wanted to show them that we've got cool cats back home, but I mean, they wanted to show the versatility of our players back home. When it's great that the platform was there, and I've wanted to do that, which was amazing. But football has done great, not just as individuals, because we were committed and we were playing for where we come from. We were representing our country, representing our kids, our communities, and that's why we did so well.
Lucas, thanks so much for gracing us with your presence, and once again, all the best.
No, thank you very much, Kulket. It's nice to see you looking so good.
Thank you.
Now they're having fun out in the stands. They've started singing Tibagamo, the Lesotho fans. We're back with more on the other side of this. We are, of course, back in Umlazi in what has been a lovely tournament thus far. We started it off here in Umlazi, left to go to other venues in the Tech. We are back here to run up the tournament at a venue where we've had a lovely response from the community. And in their response to this first semi-final, they've come out, they've been vibrant, and the football has matched the enthusiasm we've received from those out in the stands. Big moments at the end of the first half, the sending off of Mkwanazi. So that would suggest changes. So There you have it. Bereng will make way. Tseka will come on to replace Bereng. He was being sacrificed only because of the sending off. So Kobano Tseka comes on to the central defensive position. And Malawi will make a change of their own, which we'll confirm for you in a moment. So, it's Malawi, the 11 men of Malawi that will get this game underway, attacking the right of your picture. The 10 of Lesotho will attack the left of your picture. And while talking points galore here, even in the last few minutes of any half, you can't turn away from the action. At times we've had goals, this time we've had a sending off. That's a huge talking point. The second yellow card to Mkwanazi. You can see the way Makepe, the captain, protested the decision from the referee. He ran the risk of he himself having action taken against him. But in the end, with that second yellow, came the sending off. That's a huge decision from Andofeta Rakoto Joana of Madagascar. Huge decision. And I think for the first time in this tournament, a decision by a referee will be a huge talking point as to a result at the end of the day. We haven't had those as yet in this tournament.
Which I was saying throughout is Felix Tangawarima, obviously, who's head of that department, will be happy with the performance of the referee. I was on my way downstairs. Obviously, I missed the action and I'll have a chance to look at it. And he's always ready to come through and give us an explanation what will have happened. So it'll be nice just to hear his point of view with this one. Like you say, defining moment of where this semi-final game is more likely to go.
Well, again, I'm not suggesting Malawi have gone on to win the match. No, they're going to have to earn that, and they can only play the squad that's before them. They've got nothing to do with the decision. So, from that point of view, here they are, pushing forward here, and in the end, Lesotho able to deal. So, big question for Lesotho: how do they adjust, and how does having the men less affect them out on the field? Already, we've seen Bereng having to make way. Lovely touch on the far side, good injection of pace going into the final third. Hopeful ball forward, angled. Not in the best possible way then from Mahashani.
Playing with a 4 at the back, I'm sure they would like to replenish that group tactic to make sure that it remains 4, which is what they've done. But now that will throw just about everybody else going forward to try and fill up the gaps in that middle, and they'll attack with one striker thereafter. And changing the ring, for me, makes it clear that he doesn't have the legs like he used to have. He can't run the field, so you need a fresher legs or somebody who will cover bigger distances. But now the chance that Lesotho has is to maybe sit, create a low block, see how last they can last defending, and which can be a big challenge, in the hope that maybe the penalty shootout could be a situation where they have a chance.
Polenen, I think there was the initial touch. It didn't put Mwerani off then as he gathered. Big target, of course, in the centre is always Kumwembe. Of course, with Bereng having made way, it is worth stating he was having a great first half as Aaron. There's some nice touches here that the crowd appreciates. And again, Bereng in the first half, lovely effect of the game.
Like he's the engine room of Lesotho when he's in. He's the one that calms the game. He's the one that sets the tone. He's the one that decides, now we're going forward, and do we go with intensity or do we knock it, do we stay compact? And you know, that's just the level of brain power that he brings into the game for Lesotho.
Kifadi. Happy to win the throw-in inside the final third, or just outside of it, is that way it was taken.
And of course, we've been having an argument, me and you, unfortunately about the player that just got the red card in corners, about his origin,
Yes.
which I was sure is not from Lesotho. And you
Wait,
were
wait, hold on, what?
that he's a Lesotho national right now,
Yeah.
but he doesn't originate there. And as I always do, I took
The initiative.
the responsibility to investigate. He's basically from South Africa, Vereeniging to be exact. His parents went there to work and remained there, so he's now a Lesotho national. Just to prove the story, or should I say the idea that I had, which you kind of, you know.
Isn't that what I said?
Excuse
the
me?
Panazzi ended up working in Lesotho and hence the Panazzis were there.
Me and you were in different levels of conviction about it. Yeah, that's the story.
Oh, sure. Now, pull in. Kept the line on the far side. Just couldn't take it in stride of the first time of asking. Still good numbers forward yet for Lesotho. All this from the dead ball, keep in mind. So for them, the dead balls on the offensive end will be crucial. Now, how quickly they get back in defense is equally as crucial. Kumwembe. Nice drop on the shoulder. Smoked the man. Good recovery from Kumwembe then.
Impressive.
Contributing defensively, but Sawana then, the way he eliminated the number, took a toke of him. Nice touches. Good. That was the last too long. Nice turn. It's Dana. Beautifully done. Again on the turn, then looking to release Kumwembe. What is nice is they take each other on here. If you want to play, let's play. If you want to go for it, let's go for it. Sometimes I try, like, let's go. Another nice turn. So many that are comfortable with the ball on their feet here on both these sides, which is making for an interesting game of football. Dana, who's out to a good challenge. Now, there would have been a picture at the end of the first half as to how the sending off would affect the game. If it would drop the entertainment levels over 5 minutes into the second half, over 7 minutes into the second half. I have to say, it hasn't dropped those entertainment levels. Forward come Malawi!
I think what has made it possible for Lesotho to maybe maintain the scoreline is that maybe not as offensive, but they're taking care of that midfield a bit more. They've kept the right numbers defensively and making sure that whatever happens in front happens, but at least we don't concede. Like I say, they'll look to drag this as long as they can into that shootout. This game was stolen from us. I'm talking about the excitement levels that we had in that first half. I mean, clearly Lesotho is not going to be as offensive, meaning that it's going to lack the entertainment value from their point of view. But it honors up to Malawi now to see if they can take full advantage of this scenario. Mapeti might need to release one player in that defensive, maybe play with three and see if they can dominate that middle a bit more to create more entries.
Now, Lesotho have the third man running here, straight down the middle. Determined enough to get the touch away from the initial defender. Couldn't make it two. Strength again coming to the fore for just a moment before Lesotho win it back in the middle of the park and keep it moving. Good running. Not too much in the end. Did Mukashani.
And we are more likely to see a whole lot of those individual runs, because suddenly there's no support now. The attacking players will be forced to carry the ball a lot longer in the hope that maybe support will arrive at some stage.
Here's Aaron. Good vision. Lovely ball to the far side to stretch Lesotho. One-on-one on the far side. Defender eliminated. Second one taken off the equation. Ball in! Gorani has the goods. And the follow-up shot left a lot to be desired, but Lesotho won't do themselves any favors in trying to get it clear.
I know that cross was played in hope that somebody might be running in here, but it's very important when this player does well in this situation. I mean, he's got space and time here. He can look up, and a cutback was the more likelihood. Look at the three covering the center. It would have been tough to find a red shirt.
Gorman, the man with the lovely workout on the left side for the Malawans. Good hard running as they work it out wide to Nkoma once again, isolating the defender, gets the beating of him now. Four options! Oh, it should have been goal number 2 for Malawi. Nkoma then did find the right option and arriving unmarked
Kawanga
was Kawanga, and he somehow got it completely wrong.
This is the cutback I was talking about. The same run, identical in every way, but this time around, he obviously failed when he came out with the square. But he cut it back to the oncoming Kawanga, who had the easiest job. Look, he's running free all the way, and he spotted. It's a roll. Opens up his foot too much. Golden opportunity.
Tell you he's got a problem. Malani Wayne, the number 17 on the right side of defense for Lesotho. Those consistent one-on-ones against Nkoma have got him in a spot of bother here. Nkoma's got the upper hand and wanted at every turn here. So here those two are again. Nkoma up against Manan. Beating of him, no problem. Nice turn. Pick. Unincisive enough to find a way through that defense. Aaron with a touch. Oh. Lovely atmosphere, lovely game again as we approach the 1 hour mark here. Lesotho holding on to this 1-1 scoreline. Malawi with the extra man are beginning to lean on their opponent here with the extra weight, if you will, in inverted commas.
How Malawi has shaped out is 3 at the back, but not a fixed 3. When they're in position, depending on the channel, the fullbacks pushes up and leaves 3. And there's always 3 that remains, but depending on the channel guy, the number 3 or Sanudi, they push up, meaning that they will have 5 in that middle, which will create a dominant situation.
Ongulu next way, Chirwa on in his place. Ongulu is still showing in these championships. Gadi Chansi Chirwa plays for Mighty Muguru Wanderers. He's only had 30 minutes of play in this competition, so this is a second showing. Come off the bench in both occasions, 30 minutes the last time around, in about 32 minutes of the smash if it goes up until 90 minutes. So he's very cold in the way of action out there, again, which goes to show how Abedi has relied consistently on those he believes in.
Good football.
Rajani looking for Tabantu. this one of the best venues in the country to visit on a day like today when the far side grandstand is as full as it is and getting fuller by the day. Now, Malawi again with another driving run here. Communication needed to be spot on for Lesotho defensively then. Clearance didn't get too much in the way of distance. Sanuli. Past the hour mark. Malawi, Lesotho. Still at 1-1. Malawi with the advantage having the extra man here since the end of the first half. Looking to find a few gaps. Nice ball in there, and it's gathered and set up for the shots. New man on the field is the man who set up the shots. That being Chirwa. The shot eventually coming in from Makaonga, who's had another outstanding afternoon of football here.
Moirana will be key in assisting his team to try and find some moments just to slow the game down. Because now they'll have to cover so much more distance, which will wear even quicker than they will have in a normal 90 minutes.
Aaron. Chirwa. Aaron again. So, Strong, what's interesting, especially from a Lesotho point of view here, if the fans are slightly worried, hold on, if you can, frustrate, this is what they're doing,
yes,
the best of their ability, and see what you can do going forward. The important thing to note is you only have to do it if you're Lesotho up to 90 minutes. Plus whatever time is added on, there is no extra time. Straight to penalty shootout of the 90 minutes we go at the end of the game.
Looking at the way that they are approaching the game,
Yep.
they're sitting and only sparingly do they go forward. That for me was what I said earlier on. That's the only way that they can survive this game, is to try and sit as much as they can and hope that they'll survive the sitting.
Now, the touch, Chirwa. I'll tell you what, the man just in off the field, he had 30 minutes, only 30 minutes of game time ahead of this afternoon. And they come in and added value over the last 10 minutes.
They've got space to play, but this last part of the defense part of Lesotho is the one that is of big concern. Now, better brainwork will have to come in handy for Malawi to say how do they move this pass, because it's sitting there now, and the keys are there, but they can't find them. Is Malawi in at the moment, and they need to find a way to shift it out and then punch forward. But at the moment, Lesotho is very comfortable. They've got things under control.
Clearance. Straight to a man in red on this near side. Sanudi there in support if he's needed. Won't be. Early ball in. Lacking in quality. Desperately so.
One by one, if I remember them, some of the legends from Lesotho football. There's one obviously that for me still impresses me from my playing days. Tsidiso Frisco Komar. Unbelievable. He used to play for the varsity team, Roma, wearing red. I've never seen a player so skillful.
Yep.
Comes from those days, from those times of Lesotho. Was involved in football for quite a while. As an administrator as well for the association at some stage. Featured prominently as a member of the COSAFA Executive Committee.
Now, another who's a former player is wearing the cap. The current coach.
Yeah.
A man who, as coach, back in 2009, was the caretaker coach, took over from 2011 to 2013 as the head coach of Lesotho. In 2019, as this shot comes in, was the caretaker coach, and of course took over again from 2021 till now. Firstly as a caretaker coach, it is the man in charge of Lesotho. So this what his fourth or so stint. Man who's also coached Matlama, as well as United FC, Karangua United in South Africa, and Kick for Life. Was a midfielder in his day. Goalkeeper, beg your pardon.
And in some of those years, you can't him as a coach, but he also doubled up as a technical director of the association.
Now, again, you see fans walking behind the goal that's being defended by Lesotho. It only tells you one thing: those are the new arrivals that continue to add on here, and they'll do so because there is another great game. It's a lovely day, lovely winter's day in eThekwini. Once again, it should be said, a beautiful winter's day. Spent some time out on the beach yesterday, which I went on the day off. It's false. Like Durban winter weather once again after the cold days we've had on some of the days during this COSAFA Cup. But today's encouraged the fans to come out early. The quality of the football has been entertaining, including the fact that we'll have South Africa in action later on. This site is waking up and looking out towards the beach and seeing youngsters in the water. You know it's going to be a good day to wear shorts, flip-flops, and be out and about. Yeah, in the eThekwini. Doing set piece. He's quickly telling for Lesotho. They really get into the front foot, really getting into the final third now. So men like Mukashani, who can take the ball on, win a set piece, are crucial now that he's got the set piece. They've been calling each other, these two, you see. It's been troublesome for Lungu, as Makashani, as he has been for many others that have tried to stop him during this COSAFA Cup. Tibagamo is started out in the stands. Those are the Lesotho fans.
He was concerned earlier on that they were not vocal enough, and they finally found their voices.
Now, change made here. And Kaonga will make way Macheso on in his place. Now, ball in, saves! Had to get down low. Did Bryden Montali in making the save. And not only that, he paid it away from goal, quite importantly. We mentioned how crucial these set pieces could be for Lesotho. Lefebvre nearly grabbed the lead against one of them. Well,
why does he struggle like that? It's a set piece, he's got his wall there, and he's blocked the near post. And then you hope that the ball is going to fly into the far. As a goalkeeper, you can't compromise yourself with the far. Once you put your wall, make sure that you cover that far post. But that's why. But the only hope as a goalkeeper you have where the wall is that the ball won't be as fast. So you have that slightest of chances to shuffle across and get there, which is what he did.
Oh, that's well played. Superbly done by Lesotho with their fans now getting behind them when it matters most. Going into towards the last 20 minutes of this clash. One yet another set piece. Now they're riding the wave.
Chembezi, the defender,
Here they are, William Shonga.
They've
They've
made it
gathered
through.
as a group now. This is the largest group we've had together here on this main grandstand. They've started the Tibagamol chants and so on, the war cry.
It looks like they got the time wrong, as far as when does the game starts. Because it looks like they've only just arrived.
Montali with not only an impressive catch, but his distribution was very much on point. The run.
One
Well
touch too
worked
many.
defensively. Then they just kept him, wanted to take one extra touch. Idana, ever present in that midfield. Chimwema, amongst those that play for Silver Strikers. Two in the starting 11.
Long,
The other was Mwasa.
long time serving member into this national team, Idana. He's got experience of this competition, which is what Mapedi said, and so is Noti as well.
Hashani with a good piece of play out on that right side. Lesotho looking to build off of that. Lesotho holding on to him impressively. Look, Hashani from range! Brings the goods out of Muntali. Corner.
They're getting set pieces. They're getting the shots on target. 9 of them in the field of play.
Telling
That
you.
bounce is always.
He's won over a few hearts, this man, in this year's tournament. Looking for his third of the tournament. Now looking to turn provider after having been denied. Fourth corner of the match here for the 10 men of Lesotho. Infinger from Khashani. Lovely first touch. That's beautifully done from the striker there, Tabantu. Long ball from the keeper. He held it up, kept the defender at bay, brought others into it. Here's Lesotho building upon that. All starting with great number 9 type play. All of this. Good job staying on side. Just won't be able to get to it onto the far side, but Lesotho impressive.
I was going to ask you a question. Who are 1 man down? It's beginning to slowly look like Malawi is the team that is 1 man down. And the number of touches that Lesotho are having now in the attacking third, and not just touches, but good passes, combination play in the attack. Impressive.
Now, Malawi. Not allowed to get into behind the defense in the final third. Sanuri in a hurry. He who next scores could very well go on to win it.
With about 30 minutes or so remaining. And Malawi can't afford that risk to allow this game to go to a shootout. because then it's anybody's.
Tell you what, Sean, the tougher the opponent, the more and more I'm impressed with Lesotho. The tougher the assignment, the more and more I'm impressed with Lesotho. By assignments, I mean the assignments here got tougher in the second half, but whether they win or lose, still a very impressive display. Good understanding, good belief in themselves and what they're capable of. Now, lovely play here by Malawi as they look to show us what they're capable of. And Lesotho step forward from defense and bring it all to a screeching halt. Thomas moves over to the right side where he's operating as the right winger, so to speak. Sanuri on the overlap will get the throw-in. I believe it's very much battle of the fans here in the main grandstand between those of Malawi and those of Lesotho.
Tell you, impressive at Tabansu is even if he's alone up front, he tries by all means to close the passing lanes to force them to play a little wider instead of through the middle.
Yep. Everybody's being responsible out there. Aaron,
Exactly.
again under pressure from Tabansu, who is willing to run is Muhashani. Now has the overlap on the far side. Good challenge. And it's kept in play then. So Lesotho won't stay in the final third, but let's get back defensively. So that's space being exploited beautifully with pace and a good combination of passing and movement. In the end, quite rightly, Malawi have earned themselves an impressive set piece. New man on the field again. Chirwa, who's at swap sides with Nkoma.
Now, that's the impact of fresh legs. Under normal circumstances, I don't think he will be able to take the defender on in that fashion, but he believed in what he has. And Tekia was forced to give him a little bit of a nudge because he was going.
Tekia now on the yellow, he's also coming off the bench, having replaced Bereng after Kwanasi was sent off. Now, football travels. We are fortunate enough to get around quite a bit, and through this profession, we have been lucky enough to get around quite a bit beyond even South African borders from it. That you, like I can picture the streets of Marseille right now, and how everybody that loves football will be watching and at the edge of their seats going into the last 12 minutes. You can also picture the streets of Blantyre right now.
Yes. There's an area in Marseille. It's next to the bus rank. I forgot the name. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy as I speak.
Now, near post. Okay. Didn't quite get there, did Murani, but he will be happy to see that his side has won the set piece.
Rasetunja, the player, I'm not sure if the goalkeeper clattered into him, but there was everybody jumping for that same ball, including the goalkeeper, who got his fist to it.
Sensible work defensively. Safadi, amongst those who started the game here for Lesotho. Taban Safadi also plays for Dinare. Times is wide on this left side is Safadi.
He alternates between the two tunnels, eh? The thing is now, because there are men down, he can't stay on one channel.
Yep.
He's going to basically go where the action is more likely to progress to.
When he is on the left, he and the left back, Lasitunya have a nice combination between them. That's because it comes from Dinare at club football level. So they have a great understanding. What's it? Now, good pressure by the men in red here. Hoping to get a corner. I think a throw in it will be for the Malawans. And the change will be made. Yes, the will once again make changes here. And Safadi, whom we spoke of just a moment ago, will be making way. And well, they're rolling the dice here, William Shaw, with Sira coming on. Amongst the highest goal scorers in COSAFA Cup history. Otibang Sira came into the tournament with 6 COSAFA Cup goals, now has 7, having scored in the opening game of this tournament, same number as some of the greats of the game. Tiko Bukwani, one with 7 goals as well. In his time playing for Mozambique, same number as Sarah. And what is interesting, when he has played, is that Tabansu and Sarah play at the same time. So it's not like one makes way for the other. With me having the full belief that Leslie North is now having a little bit of a roll of the dice here inside the last 10 minutes.
We are not going to expect too much movement from Sarah. He always chooses the right moments. That's one thing he does very well for me. He almost can smell which way the opportunity is going to come from. And as a look at Ramorebodi, the Bafana Bafana coach, alongside Josh, who's the competitions manager at COSAFA.
Osmans for the time being keep reminding us, of course, that South Africa will be in action against Zambia. Kickoff at 6 o'clock here. Nice little drop on the shoulder there. Now there could be an opening here for Malawi. Great defensive play. Malawi from range, just deflected. Tell you what, Morani was in trouble as he had to hit the brakes and scurry across back to his left. He was struggling to get there. And may have hurt himself in the process, by the way. This won't be good. Ahead of a possible penalty shootout. Well, we're hoping he didn't pull anything.
But he's already got his knee strapped. He might have twisted it further from the deflection that came from this shot.
He was in trouble. Had that been on target, he was in all sorts of trouble. He seems to be in trouble. They may have to consider another goalkeeper here going in towards the penalty shootout, possibly. The Lesotho have used Monsieur Siasholo for one match. The man who was in action in their last group match, William Shangwe. They may choose to use him or Teboho Ratibisi.
That's the other one.
That means he's also enjoyed one match where he conceded one. I beg your pardon. He's yet to have a showing in this year's tournament. So the only goalkeeper that has outside of the men in your picture is Siakolo. Plays for LCSFC.
Now, why is the ref rushing the player to get up?
Yeah, the goalkeeper on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were worried that he's showing him to walk out.
We can't continue without the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Shaped up as though he was going to shoot, then tries to find the man on the far side. Defense wise to the intentions of Malawi here. Last 4 minutes. Tell you what, even with the sending off of Mkwanazi, it's remained a very good game for me. This watching Lesotho adjust and frustrate where they could. Malawi keep knocking on that door. Lesotho creating moments of their own in the second half. It's up more than lived up to expectation in this game. So, Mwembe will make way here, and Fundo pass comes on in his place. Only 51 minutes of play so far in the tournament passing.
And it looks like a goalkeeper is also on standby to come in.
Oh wow. So, Mkwanazi will make way here ahead of the penalty shootout clearly. And the innocent Nyasulu will come on to replace him. First showing of Nyasulu in the entire tournament.
I always have a problem with this type of substitution. I've seen it work, but I'm just trying to imagine, what if it backfires? And others will start saying, why didn't you leave the other keeper was already warm?
Yeah.
But then coaches, they know some of their goalkeepers with this instinct about, choosing the best side to dive for, to make a save. And it has brought success even at the highest possible level. I've seen the changes being made, and it'll go on to produce the magic that the team desired.
Tepo Toluani, who's consistently to be used as a sub, having his 4th appearance of this tournament, coming in late here. Say that with the touch. His height can come in handy with those long balls forward. Yes, sir. Straight on the side of the defender. And now he's urging the side forward here to try and seal the deal here before the penalty shootout.
If you look at the numbers inside the box of Lesotho defending, but the number of red shirts, that's like the same number of those defending or even a little bit more. And something else that you might see is Malawi, with the remaining minutes, might stop the build-up, because now they're trying to rush to get that ball into the box, which makes a lot of sense to release more players to be in the box now to compete for the second ball. But they need more moments to hang that ball into that area for that to work.
minutes added on to the 90. We are into that 3 minutes right now. Gets alive here as Lesotho try and get in behind that defense. The goalkeeping from the new man on, sharp as to what's going on around him. Yeah, so first two meetings between these two sides. So Malawi won, Lesotho's won the last two. They've won 2 each against each other in the COSAFA Cup. They meet in the semi-finals today where one must win. And in 90 plus minutes, it looks as though it ended with a 1-1 scoreline, Sean.
I'm trying to look around to where that goal in these dying stages of the game is going to come from. I've seen what Malawi is trying to do, but unfortunately there's not too many balls hanging into that area. I was talking about them trying to get it there as quick as they can.
There's a slight problem here. After taking the ball then with his legs falling up into the air, that's a Tunza may have scraped his knee with the studs.
So there'll be more than 3 minutes at a time because of this break. Not what Mabedi expected.
Intercept ends on even Stevens. 1-1.
But if you were to ask me, Rinho Ni would have seen how Malawi would continue to finish the game, but this is not the finish that we've seen in the past. For me, the effect of the 3 other games that they play coming to the semi-finals maybe also taking its effect.
Well, they're not quite as loud as you expected. So they wouldn't have expected to finish the match in this fashion. They thought they'd be having a big party. In fact, those that sound loud and proud are getting behind this. So in fact, the small group of Lesotho have been very vocal in the second half. The more frustrated Malawi has gotten, the more Lesotho have found their voice. Smaller groups, but their whole statement in life is better late than never. Yep, they arrived second half, but they were needed second half. And when needed, they certainly have been there for Leslie No's side out in that field.
Notice as well that it's not just like halfway through the second half that they went a man down. It happened in the first half. So the whole 45 minutes, they've had to deal with the numerical advantage that Malawi had.
Good play by Seda. 3 minutes have come and gone. So there you have it. There's no separating Malawi and Lesotho in 90 minutes of play. They'll hope to have their best in penalty takers out on their field, because that's what it's going to take. We're moving directly to a penalty shootout now. And after a great contest, a superb contest, not only on the field, but in the stands as well from their fans, the nations of Malawi and Lesotho can be proud of their display so far in the semi-final.
Very courageous, yes. Malawi, we saw them start. They started like a house on fire, and which is what we expected. But Lesotho immediately woke up as well to the opportunity to say, you know what, we can make it to the semi-final. Later they didn't know that halfway through they'll be reduced by a man, but it has looked even better.
First, it was Tabanchu, then Kawanga from the penalty spot. At the end of 90 minutes, it's Malawi 1, Lesotho 1, and a penalty shootout, which separates the two. So, it's the roll of the dice that is the penalty shootout now. We've seen changes from a goalkeeping point of view from Patrick Mabedi that suggest they've been thinking about penalties with whom they brought in off the bench late in the game.
It's all in the planning, Sizo Mapeni. You cover all ends when you prepare. You don't want to be taken by surprise. More so when it gets to the knockout stage, you know that the game might take you this route. So your mindset is already there to say, should this happen? We're not looking forward to it, but should it happen, brace for it.
So the 10 men of Lesotho did a great job in not just hanging on in the second half, but also playing when they could. And taking the game to the Malawians when the chance presented itself. They were superb in that regard. Now, we're still no way closer to knowing who will march on through to be the first side to make it into the semi-finals. Keep in mind, later on, as if this wasn't exciting enough for one day, we do have South Africa up against Zambia, defending champions up against what, the third most successful nation, and hosts, of course, that's being South Africa.
5-time winners of this cup. Looking to make it 6, which will take 3 teams, 3 countries to have won it 6.
Zimbabwe, Zambia, and South Africa.
Yeah.
So, you've been there before, Shongwe. These moments, telling for the keepers.
Some say so, but I used to find them very interesting because I knew out of all the players that will partake in this shootout, I'm considered the most disadvantaged. But that actually put me in a very strong position to say, even if I concede, it's expected anyway. But if I save, woe to whoever misses.
So, Malawi will be first to kick, Shongwen. Pressure on the takers, and according to Shongwen, quite right to show, maybe not so much on the keepers, but the keepers have the biggest chance of walking away heroes in this situation.
It's all that you look for. You make sure just to save 1, 2 will be a bonus, but 1 is key at least to make the difference. And if you do enough antics, putting off the player, chit-chatting him before he takes a penalty, just going to lose his focus. Though the referees don't quite allow you that much time to do so, but you throw in whatever word to distract him.
Sanudi, the first man to step forward, is the captain of Malawi. Danny Sanudi of Mighty Wanderers played every minute of this COSAFA Cup, waiting on the spot as the match referee has a word with both goalkeepers, reminding them of the rules here. Zikwani Murani on the line for Lesotho. Would have had a slight injury or a slight knock in the last 10 minutes that would have worried a few from Lesotho's point of view in the thought whether he would be available for the penalty shootout or not. He is, and starts off playing a bit of mind games, turning his back to the Malawian captain. So, here we are with Sanudi, the captain of Malawi, up against the Lesotho shotstopper, Zikwani Murani. Keeper's got the goods in the save, guesses right and buries it away. The LMPS FC footballer gives Lesotho the perfect start to the shootout.
All I can say is the height of the ball, and I think from the way that he got closest to the ball, he started opening up his right leg, indicating to the goalkeeper it's more likely to go. And Miranda here does what he needed to do, is pile it out. Now, Lesotho in the driving seat.
There will be if Mutibang Sera of Royal AM goes on to convert here from the spot. Scored in the opening game, the second goal of that day. Picked up an injury, missed the second game. Wondered whether he'd be fit for the semi-finals. He has been. He's coming off the bench late in the day, with Lesotho only having 10 on the field. Here he is playing a crucial part in the penalty shootout. Up against the substitutes. Nyasulu of mighty Mugudu Wanderers. It's Sira! Sends the keeper the wrong way. Now Lesotho have that advantage. Easy does it.
Yeah. Very calm. Very calm. It's almost like he waited for the goalkeeper to make a move first before he could slide it down. But well taken also, nice and low, which is harder for the goalkeeper. Even if he dives to that side, it's always harder to pick them up from way down there. Last minute.
That little skip before he takes the ball is what lets the goalkeeper commit himself.
Yeah.
That's execution where you have the eye on the keeper the whole time, knowing where the ball is.
Yeah.
Malawi now, under pressure. Idana against Morana. Midfielders had such a good tournament, ever present in Malawi's midfield. It's denied by Morani. Again, guesses right. And this one could argue an even better save than the last one. Smashing it to the side.
The height of the ball for me is still very, very key. Yes, you can choose right as a goalkeeper, but if it's down there, you're unlikely to get there. A little higher makes all the difference. As you can see, this one was almost like fingertip type of a touch from the goalkeeper. I got full hands to it to deflect it once again. Quality.
So, here's a man who's had a quality game in the attacking areas. He's been good up to this point. Tabansu minus the goal during the in fact, goal scorer during the game as well, I beg your pardon. Against Nyasulu. It's Tabansu looking to beat both goalkeepers. Malawi have used in the smash and does so with some ease as he finds the bottom corner.
Very composed once again. Yes, the height might have been not favorable, but his upper body movement sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. And the way that he leans this side, but opens up his side foot to kill it to the far side. Oh.
No, desperation now for Malawi. Now, stepping up here to be denied is the third player from Malawi, and talk about heroics from Morani.
And now, I think Malawi, the Lesotho players got this wrong. They thought this is it, but still, in fact, if I'm not wrong, it should be it. A great save nonetheless.
Mache, so the man denied here coming off the bench, and well, this penalty shootout turning into a bit of a nightmare for Malawi.
My runner thinks he fancies a chance for himself as well.
Keeper against keeper.
It's always interesting. He scores this one. It's it.
Rane, bottom corner. Lesotho. Oh, Lesotho. The surprise package of this year's COSAFA Cup. They finished top of their group, step up into a tough semi-final against Malawi. The first to score, they concede, then have a man sent off at the end of the first half. Hold on, take chances in the second, put up a proper battle, and in the penalty shootout, have a 100% record where Rane is the hero. He saves 3 and scores the winner. And Lesotho, oh Lesotho, march on through to the final to play the winner of South Africa against Zambia. Wow. What a tournament so far for Lesotho. They lost in the last of their group matches, but they certainly have done the business here when it's mattered most. Rane, definitely the hero here. 3 stunning saves, and then the conversion from the spot himself. And what a game it is for him. The Lesotho fans here will be loving this. Out in Maseru, they'll be having a proper party. And all thanks to a brave group of players, an inspired leader in Coach Norty. And well, for Malawi, they put up a great effort themselves. Yeah, they've been great at this year's COSAFA Cup, but they, after a 1-1 scoreline, lose to Lesotho, who walk away winners via a penalty shootout. The scoreline 3-0 in that regard. Winning kick from the hero of the day. But he's a heroics between the sticks during the penalty shootouts. That's who's been brought in especially for this shootout. Was beaten at every occasion wherein it wasn't. And Lesotho fans will await the winner of either Zambia or South Africa in the final. Have a look at the numbers then. And Lesotho was more on target. Keep in mind they played the entire second half with one less man, with a man having been sent off at the end of the first half. They created more in goal attempts and more in ball position. Went on to win it in the penalty shootout outright with a 3-0 scoreline, wherein saving 3 and converting the winner. And what a performance from Coach Noti and his Lesotho side. Well, a hero's performance from Rane. I don't think you can quite believe it. It'll take some time to sink in what he's been able to do here today. One of those performances we'll talk about for years down the line. And well, from the fans that have come out here, they themselves have ensured we've had a great time here. And they've been awesome in this, the first of 2 semi-finals. Shongwe is waiting by then with the post-match interviews. Let's hear what the coaches have to say.
Player of the match award goes to Chimwene Idana of Malawi. And to present the honors is Tiko Tiko Pukwana. Please do the honors. Shake his hand, please. Idana. A tough game. I'm sure it's a bittersweet experience for you to be earning a Man of the Match award and while the team goes home after the loss.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank our God. It wasn't our day. We lost the match, but we try our best. I think we'll try next year to do better.
For you personally, second half in particular, whereby they were minus a man, and still you couldn't open them. What could have been the problem?
I think first half a little bit slow. Second half we play our game, passing game, but we didn't find a goal. It's okay. Next time we'll do better. Yeah.
Okay. Well done.
Thank you.
And all the best in the upcoming tournaments.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And coming up, of course, is Patrick Mabedi, the Malawi coach. Coach, 3 on the trot, and then the knockout stages becomes a stumbling block. Your comments, please.
Yeah, look, first I need to congratulate Lesotho. They did well, they won, though we make them to run for their money. And I need to give credit to the players. They did what they can do best. And as time goes, we can see that we couldn't penetrate. We tried our best, though they were less. But when it's not your day, it's not your day. But I think they put up the good fight. And we tried our best. At the end of the day, I mean, when it's not your day, it's not your day. But congratulations to Lesotho, and I need to give credit to the boys.
I'm sure, thinking to yourself, you had no business going as far as a shootout. You should have been able to open it up in that second half. Started like a house on fire. Brilliant, everything that you would have asked of them, but they seem to fade as the minutes go by.
Yes, absolutely. I think what I think happened, I think most of our boys, I think they become to the point where they were desperate instead of be composed and calm, more especially when we have to last entry. But unfortunately, everyone was just rushing. When you rush, you won't get it. You need to be patient a little bit. And I think we could supposed to finish that game long time ago. Unfortunately, we can't talk things that happen. I mean, we miss so many opportunities. But if you don't score, then this is the results you get to the end of the game. But like I said, well done to the boys, because they reached so far. They did well, and we couldn't expect us to be in these semifinals.
Coach, once again, thanks for your time.
No, thank you so much. Thank you.
And of course, the winning coach comes along, joins us here on pitch side, and I'm sure you're still trying to pinch yourself, eh? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It is very, very unbelievable, but one was expecting a win. We came here to win the game. Yes, we had the respect to Malawi, but we knew we've got what it takes to be victorious today.
I'm sure you can't help but think back in 2001 when you qualified for the first time for the finals against Zimbabwe. You were in goals in that game.
No, I was not in goals that day, but I've been part of the national team setup. That was 23 years ago. The last time we were in the final was the year 2000. So here we are after 23 years, which I believe the supporters, the Basotho people, are very happy with what the team has achieved today.
Now, late in the first half, a defender gets a red card. What went into your mind?
You know, I just said, what loss of the game, we have to adhere to it. So we need to show character. And the boys, I'm very happy for them because they kept the shape, they kept their self-belief intact. So what more could I want from them? Really, I'm very happy for them.
Now, I'm sure you're looking at the possible finalists between the two sides. Who would you prefer personally?
No, I think the winner between the two. I cannot say South Africa or Zambia, but any team that comes, I think football should be played and everyone should enjoy the final.
Now, in the streets of Maseru, I'm sure there are people dancing, and there are those that are sitting at home watching this broadcast. What is one word that you can say to them going forward?
To them, I'm saying we are halfway for us to give the king a birthday present. On Monday, our king will be celebrating his 60th birthday. So I think he deserves to have a cup from his boys.
Now, out of the team that you were able to assemble, from those that are new, which one would you have been impressed with personally?
Naum Khachane and Safadi. Tsepan Sefadi have both impressed us. They've been excellent. You know, it's been a great tournament for them so far.
Coach, thank you so much and all of the best in the final.
No, thank you so much, man. Much appreciated.
Well, great interviews then. As we conclude the matter between Malawi and Lesotho. Now, time to focus on South Africa and Zambia, which kicks off at 6 o'clock in the evening. Back soon.
Something, coach, for me?
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm okay.
Late into the night, I saw you meeting with your technical staff. What did you come up with? Yes. Say something once again.
Morena Ramorebudi. Is it okay here?
I think that's fine for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Coach, late into the night last night, I saw you having a meeting with your technical staff, and obviously it was in preparation for this game, a big game against the champions of the cup, against a powerhouse of African football. What did you come up with in that meeting?
Yeah, thank you very much. We had to sit down, plan properly, and try to agree on certain things, because this is a big match, and when you are sent to a tournament, you are sent there not to sleep, but to make sure that you conquer. So we were trying our level best to make sure that we prepare thoroughly, we analyze everything, and I think we have done our best. We leave everything to the boys to go out there and do their best.
Tactics and all that junk goes out of the window now. It's all about the mental attitude.
I think we're tested before. We have won 3 matches, we have won 2 matches and drew 1. And out of all the things that one can indicate from our performance, we have showed character. And I believe that this is one match that needs character. This is one match that needs mental strength. And I believe that we'll go out there and do the business as usual.
What else have you seen improving with your team? Like you said, you started with a draw and won the other 2, but that shows progress in as far as the team is concerned. What are those areas that were interesting to you?
The ability to play for each other, the ability to fight for each other, and the willingness to adapt to different ways of playing. We have tried to do a couple of things in trying to to get to where we are. So obviously, I think a lot of things have improved, and the attitude as well, the willingness to fight and win the match. That's one thing that I think has kept us into this tournament. So we'll go out again today, do our best, and I believe that something will have to come out.
Coach, best of luck.
Thanks very much, Bobby.
Thank you so much.
Afternoon.
Don't take it up, just lift it up, yeah. Because I know your hair looks terrible. I'm sorry, let's stay inside.
My hair looks terrible. Yeah, that. What a compliment.
Oh. But I know your hair looks terrible. You see? You look a little bit now, you're not too bad.
I'm proud of my skin.
How's the feeling?
To be here, to stand here.
Okay. Put your mic and say something. What did you say the feeling is like?
What a feeling to stand here. I mean, it's just one step left.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We just want your Hollywood, whatever, to be seen. You can hold this one.
A bit more. You can look at me, but say something once again.
What a feeling.
Okay, we're good. 2, 1.
In a tournament that started a little bit slow for the Zambians, but putting 4 against Seychelles in the last game in the group stages made a big statement.
Yeah, of course, we did a good job despite the 2 goals that we considered against Seychelles. For me, it's just that the players, I'm sure they got excited that, okay, we've done our job according to the plan.
It's the knockout stages, and the group stages, of course, you can beat around the bush, but now you can't do otherwise. You have to win to go to the finals.
Yes, we are aware about that, and actually, you know, after yesterday's training, we had to do some analysis over the game against South Africa. So the guys are aware what it means to play the game today and how important the game it is today.
Now, I'm sure you've watched Bafana play, and what's your impression about them? Where do you hope to exploit any weaknesses?
We know that Bafana, they are playing with one man more with the cloud. They are hosts, so we are prepared, and I hope South Africa will gonna give us a tough game, and we are prepared for South Africa.
I'm sure there are people watching you as you speak right now at home in Zambia, and a word of encouragement for them, what would you say?
Yeah, of course, we need our fans back home to support us, and even the guys, they know they are not just representing themselves here, they are representing every Zambian citizen, and we just hope after this game we'll be able to smile and make our fans back home happy.
Coach, thank you so much and all of the best.
Thank you.